Hey guys, welcome to Jade High, Higher Consciousness Through Movement, your source for learning to fuse yoga with dance and for getting yoga classes either at home or on the go. My name is Chelsea and welcome to this week's yoga class. So I had a request for creating a practice that would help to work and to open the feet and the ankles, which I thought was a really great idea. I was immediately fueled with a ton of ideas of my own surrounding this request. And I love hearing from you and getting all of your suggestions. So I was really excited to make this video and to offer you something that you're in need of. So let's get into your class. Yoga for the feet and the ankles. Hey guys, welcome to Yoga for the feet and the ankles. For this practice, we're going to need a couple different props. The first is a yoga strap, or just any strap you have at home if you don't have a specific yoga strap. Another alternative for this could be something like a pair of tights or even a belt. A lot of substitutes available for this yoga strap. The second thing you're going to need is some form of a ball. I use a yoga tune-up ball, but another option would be something like a tennis ball. That's going to have a little more give than this, or something a little more intense would be something like a baseball. Choose your own adventure, okay? Just place your props to the side and we're going to get started. And the first thing we're going to do is extend the legs out in front of us. I'm going to mirror you guys. So grabbing the right foot and crossing the ankle over the knee. We're just going to guide the ankle through some simple circles here. So nothing too intense. And then switch your direction. It's not even important that we're working in full range of motion yet. Just starting to wake up all the tendons and the ligaments of the ankle. Good, and now we're going to interlace the fingers with the toes. So the inner webbing of your hand and the inner webbing of your toes will be making contact. So I put my index finger just after the big toe, my middle finger between the second and third toe, ring finger, and so on. Giving yourself basically a handshake with your toes. Really wedging in there as tightly as possible. And now we're really going to guide the foot, creating a little bit larger circles. Really getting in there now. So it might feel a little bit strange. Switch directions. But this is going to be really good for the dexterity of your feet. Switch directions. Good, you're going to remove your hand from your toes. Might feel a little strange. It might feel like there's more space between your toes. And now we're just going to point the foot and flex the foot. Using your hand to guide the foot forward and back. So when you point, the ankle gets straight, toes revert down, and as you flex, you pull the toes up towards your knee, really pressing out with your heel. I like to place my hand closer to my toes and the ball of the foot. I feel like I have more accessibility to the range, forward and back. We're just going to take one hand to the top of the foot and one hand to the bottom, closer to the heel, and just apply pressure inward. Just giving your foot compression and traveling your hands up and down your foot. You can just keep your foot crossed over the knee, but I figure I'll give you a little bit better view. Just work your hands up and down the foot, applying pressure in, just sort of massaging the foot out. increasing the blood flow as well. Okay, and extend that right leg long. So we'll cross the left over the right. Remember, I'm mirroring you, just trying to make it simple and easy. And you'll just use your hand as a guide to circle your ankle forward. Just gentle with the circles at first. And switch your direction. Feel free to switch direction whenever you feel like it. We'll go forward and back. So we're not working with our full extreme circle yet. We're just getting the ankle joint warm, waking up all the tendons and ligaments. Good. Now we'll interlace the fingers into the toe so that inner webbing of the hand comes in contact with the inner webbing of the feet. So my index finger is going to go on the inside of my big toe and second toe, middle finger between the second and third toe, and so on. This might feel a little weird. You really gotta wedge your hand in there, like you're giving your foot a handshake, essentially. Then just guide your foot in a circle. A little more hands-on, no pun intended. Then the last one, where we were just simply guiding circles without this extreme contact that we have now. Feel free to switch your direction forward and back, however you choose. Okay, now we'll release contact, wedging the fingers out from the toes. It might feel, again, like you have more space between the toes when you release your hand. And then we'll just guide the foot into a point and into a flex. So I'm helping my foot flex and point. When I point the toes, my ankle straightens, my toes move away from the top of the ankle. And when I flex, I push the heel forward and the toes up towards my knee. Guiding down and guiding up. And your hand's going to help be a guide to find that maximum range. Good. Now moving into compression. So just let the foot be neutral. One hand to the top of the foot and one hand to the bottom. And then just squeeze in on the foot, traveling up and down your foot. Pressure in and then release. Lots of pressure in and release. Making sure you're giving care to your entire foot. So our feet should be feeling pretty stimulated and warm. So for the next part of our practice, we're going to transition onto our back with our feet up in the air, aligned over our hips. If that doesn't sound good to you, you can maintain this pike position, just sitting up nice and tall with the legs extended, and just follow along with the same directions in this orientation. If you want to join me on your back, let's go ahead and lie back. Just have that strap within reach. You're not going to need it quite yet. So as you lay on your back, I want you to extend your legs up towards the ceiling or the sky. I want you to align your toes over your ankles, knees over hips. So we have this long vertical line. And then we're just going to work through our feet flexing and pointing. Flexing and pointing. Trying to articulate as much as possible. Moving through the toes, the ball, the heels, the heel, the balls, the toes. Toes, balls, heels, heels, balls, toes. You'll start to feel that fire through the feet, through the ankles. You're building strength. Now we're going to take circles to the outside. So bring the toes towards one another and then circle to the outside. Big toes towards one another and then circle to the outside, heels come closer. Really articulating this big wide circle out. Good, now we'll switch directions. I'm definitely experiencing the work. My ankles are firing up. Two more circles to the inside. Big toes coming towards one another and circle around to the outside. Good. Let's bring the knees into the chest and just let the feet flop, alternating one at a time, just to give yourself a little bit of a break here. Now we're going to reach for our strap. So you're going to want to open that strap long and then place the ball of the right foot into the strap. So your toes are peeking out on the other side. We'll extend that leg up vertically, keeping that left leg bent. The left foot making contact with the yoga mat or the ground, and grabbing any portion of the strap that you need in order to feel a nice calf stretch as you flex the foot and pull the toes towards your face. This might look much different. Maybe a bent leg is more suitable for you. Opening through the sole of the foot, really thinking about making an imprint of your foot into the ceiling, really pressing your heel towards the ceiling as your toes reach towards your face. Now we're going to change the orientation of our right foot so that we're going to create supination with the right foot. Now supination is turning the foot inward, as if you're going to read the inner sole of the foot like a book. So the pinky side comes closer to you, and that pinky side is the side that's going to go into the strap. So let me set up supination of the right foot. So there's equal resistance between the pinky side of the foot and the strap. So they're pressing against each other, finding that resistance and feeling that really nice stretch on the outside of the ankle. Now we're going to lower that right foot down, making a transition to the left foot. So we'll take the left ball of the foot into the strap so the toes are peeking out on the other side. And imagine pressing the foot towards the ceiling like you're making a strong imprint as you pull the toes towards your face. Apply pressure down on the strap. You can grab wherever you need to feel that resistance. It might be more comfortable to you to keep a bend through the leg. That's okay. Find your comfort and keep the focus on the feet here. So as a byproduct of the flexion of the foot, you're also going to feel a bit of a calf stretch, a hamstring stretch, all the space behind the knee. Good. Now we're going to transition to supination of the left foot. So I've got the strap just around the pinky side of my foot, just below the pinky itself. So whether your knee is slightly bent or the leg is extended, just find that nice stretch for yourself. This stretch is one of my very favorite ways to get to the outside of the ankle. An often neglected spot that really needs our attention from time to time. 2 more breaths. On an exhale, we'll bend the left leg and take ourselves out of the strap. We'll be done with the strap now, so just place it off to the side. Okay, transitioning into a tabletop now. We'll plant our hands just under the shoulders, finding the hips over the knees. From this tabletop position, we're going to tuck the toes under. Inhale. On an exhale, take your hips towards your heels, feeling that pressure downward. Really stretching and opening through the center of your feet. Inhale, make your way back to that tabletop. Exhale, hips go back to heels, again opening through the feet. Inhale, come back. Last time, exhale to ease into open feet. Walk your hands back and stack your spine, stack your weight over your heels. If you find yourself feeling really uncomfortable in this stretch, that means you are the perfect candidate to be doing this stretch. So just stick with it. So just use your own body weight to drop down, and that your weight is equally distributed across all 10 toes, that you're not turning inward or outward. Try to relax the upper body and let the hands just gently rest on the thighs. Breathe deeply through this discomfort. Opening through the foot fascia can be quite uncomfortable. But if you can center yourself and just stay with your breath, it's going to help distract you from that discomfort. Exhale, finally walk your hands forward and untuck the toes. Ow. Maybe just sit back on the heels with untucked toes, just letting your feet adjust. All right, moving on to the final sequence. So grab your tennis ball, your baseball, whatever kind of ball you've got, and meet me up on your feet. So the best place to do the sequence will probably be under a hard ground, like tile or wood or something like that. Carpet is just going to be a little less intense. Still, it's going to be effective, but again, less intense. So just for the sake of filming, I'm on the carpet, but I still get value out of it. The ball is going to go underneath the right toes. So you want to rainbow the toes out and really grip the ball. Your pinky toe might just be hanging off, but I want you to apply pressure directly down, just gripping the ball as much as you can. And after this sequence, the dexterity of your toes are going to be much stronger. We'll just take a couple breaths here. Now we're going to roll the ball just underneath the ball of the foot, the very center of the ball of the foot. Just again, applying pressure down, making sure that you're actually standing over the ball and that it's not in front of you or behind you. Your ball might roll away if you're not standing directly over it. Now we'll roll the ball to the very center of your foot, right in the center of the arch. You might find that you need to step that opposite leg forward, just so again that you can keep your weight directly over the ball. A slight bend through that working leg is going to help you apply even more pressure, so do that. Stand here and press down. I want you to imagine the foot physically letting go, the fascia opening up, and the foot totally releasing. here. Roll the ball to the back of the foot just before the heel. So the very back of the arch is what we're aiming for. Just feeling the ball almost as though it's a part of your foot. You're pressing down so much that it could almost start to penetrate through your foot. That's the kind of sensation we want to feel here. On an exhale, we'll step off of the ball and just stand flat on the yoga mat or the ground and just observe the difference from one foot to the other. How much lighter and more open that working foot feels than its counterpart. Okay, switching to the left foot now to even ourselves out. So we're going to start by bowing the toes around the ball and pressing down, getting a good grip with the toes, not letting the ball roll in any direction. Try to stay soft in the upper body. Now we'll roll the ball to the center of the ball of your foot. Step forward just so that you can keep your weight rounded downward. Moving on to the third evolution, we'll place the ball right in the center of the arch. This is the point of the foot where I tend to feel the most discomfort, where I feel the most open, the most change occurring beneath me. So I just want to allow that process to unfold and allow the foot to give in, to let go, and to start to open further, to really stimulate the fascia. The fourth and final evolution, we'll roll the ball to just before the heel, the very back of the arch. Good. Go ahead and step off the ball. Stand up tall, just on the ground, observing the change. I feel myself standing differently. I hope you're experiencing the same rejuvenation that I am. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope your feet and your ankles are feeling strong and taken care of. My name is Chelsea. This is Jade High, and I'll see you for the next class.